Good day, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to XP12 in the Tolliss A319 in rainy Atlanta. We're going to be doing a flight today from Atlanta to Dulles International, so Atlanta, Washington, D.C. essentially. And yeah, we had the fuel trucks out, car doors are open. For whatever reason, services are not being applied. Let's change that really quickly. Ground handling window. There we go. Attach jetway and request ground service. There we go. So we'll just have that sit down here for a little bit. All right. In the meantime, let's go to the overhead panel. Let's go ahead and turn on our external power. Put batteries on. Turn our fuel pumps on, and let's go ahead and start the APU. So let's go master switch on. Come back to the main screen down here. Bright. Go down to the APU, flaps open, we are ready to start the APU. Go ahead and arm that. What else can we do while we wait here? Turn on our oxygen, and we can get the Adaroos to line. Waiting for the on battery light to go out. Oops. We're all through them. Perfect. We'll go ahead and turn down the overhead intensity just a little bit. Everything else looks good up top. For now, we could put on our position lights. Everything else is fine for now. We'll just put the beacon, strips to auto for now. Alright. Go ahead and bring our McDoos. Brighter. There we go. APU is available. We'll use it for, there we go, our packs. And it is a little cold outside, I do believe, so we'll go ahead and we'll just put on, well, it's automatic anyway, so the A319, I keep reading about that. Alright, let's go ahead and bring our McDo up. We'll bring that down to the middle here. In it, we're going to be doing AATL to KIAT01. Put that in there, insert it. And we'll be operating as Delta 1695 today, I believe. Just double check. And I need to look at our SimBrief flight plan anyways to get our cost index and whatnot. Yes, Delta 1695, that's going to be your flight number today. Go ahead and click Align IRS. Will be cost index, of 5. Cruise, we are planning flight level 370. That should automatically give us a flex temp for that. Perfect. Our planned zero fuel weight is going to be 150,352. I'm just going to do 15.4. Our planned zero fuel weight, our block fuel 12.8. which gives us all that fun stuff. We should be getting filled up right now. Let's go ahead and take a look at that. Ah, that's already complete. Nice. Got that page right there. Okay. So that's all set. Let's go ahead and do our performance. Takeoff data, we are going to be planning. Actually, let's go ahead and get ATIS and see what they're using in the real world here. I do need to get real world, or what was it? Traffic World 3 or something like that. Global Traffic 3. That's the one thing I've yet to get. The airport diagram. We're currently at the eastern half of the B terminal. 119.65, where the arrival is 125.55. So those are our two. Let's go ahead and see if we can get cool. That always trips me up with the Tolliss A319. There's a certain way of doing it, and I quite frankly don't remember how. So let's go ahead. 125.55. Everyone's having a good week so far.
Altimeter 3005. Be advised, towering cumulus observed nearby. Advise on initial contact you have. Information, November.
Copy, end of the is there.
Hartsfield Jackson Atlanta International. Information, November. 2000 Zulu. Arrive runways 26 right, 27 left, 28. Departing runways 26 right, 26 left, 27 right. Wind, light, and variable. Visibility more than 10 miles. Rain. Sky conditions broken at 1,800. Temperature 19. Dew point 16. Altimeter 3005. Advise on initial contact you have. Information, November.
Alright, we have November. So temperature was 19. And 3005. What am I doing wrong there? Well, anyways, let's see if I can remember how to use this. This always gives me some issues. Don't know why, but we'll be using 26 left for departure. So let's go ahead and put that in there. Oops. For that. Perfect, I already did that. Yeah, let's see if that will, there we go. Perfect. The winds are a wrong.
Jackson Atlanta International. Information, November. 2000 Zulu. Arrive runways 26 right, 27 left, 28. Departing runways 26 right, 26 left, 27 right. Wind, light, and variable. Visibility more than 10 miles. Rain. Sky.
Well, there you go. Go ahead. Insert the uplink. Oh, it's not allowed. Alright, that's fine. Let's try that again. Yeah, not allowed. Okay, that's fine. So we'll just use the co-pilots here. Performance. So we have our V1. We're going to be using flaps 1. Oops. So flaps. Whoa. I guess I got to type it in. See if that will fix it. Yep, there we go. Flaps 1. I'll be there. Flex temp. Actually, we'll do a flex takeoff. There you go. Runway is 2. Jesus. There we go. 26 left. I'm just messing everything up right now. Alright, well, it's not letting me put that in, so that's cool. Our transition altitude is not 5,000 feet. We are in the United States, so let's look out for that. Well, that's probably not right either, but hey, whatever. 134 for V1. The R is also 134, and rotate is 136. There we go. Alright, we can get rid of that now. So if I go back to the performance page, all that's inserted for us, which is absolutely fine. Let's go into the flight plan. So we're going to click on Atlanta. Departure, using, what did I say, 26 left on the E4 flight. It will be on the Jack 2 Kellen. So we're on, let's see, Jack 2 departure Kellen. Go ahead and insert that. Perfect. So go back to performance. 2 seats that's inputted. That's good. That I'm not entirely sure if that's correct or not. Oh, that is saying 19 out there, isn't it? Right. Anyways. And the Adaroos one. Perfect. Back to performance. Let's go to the next phase, make sure that's okay. Costing 5. Climb. Cruise. Oh. Looks good. Decent. And then approach will get on our flight out there. Let's go ahead and quickly look. Looks like all of our services are done. That. Let's go to pre-plan the flight values. Why not? Big old
All right, Captain, got the directions. Let me know through the menu when you're ready.
And I think we are good to close that. Let's go back to the overhead panel. We'll disconnect the ground power unit. We'll go ahead and put it onto there we go. Everything else is all good. Seatbelts are on. Goes to auto. And let's go ahead and take a look at our doors. Unlike the Zebo, we don't have any simulated flight minutes. That's a very luxurious thing. Still got both the cabin door and the cargo door, so let's go ahead. We'll have the jetpack away momentarily. I'll be right back. Okay, so we got all the doors closed now. Let me just move the jetway away. And it's a little weird here. We'll go into the Tolliss interactive one, and we'll tell them to take the trucks away because our park brake is set. To that, and we'll tell better push back. I always like doing it this way.
Great news, Captain. Your tow's coming.
So with that, let's go ahead and just verify some stuff. We're going to flight level 370 today. I could use the ATC. Let's see if there's I'm not coming this number today. XP12 does have its own air traffic control panel, which you can get. The keybind is where you bring it up. And it's also kind of, to be honest. So, yep. We'll just wait for them to connect here. Here's the ATC.
All right. Looks like the doors and hatches are closed, and we're ready to connect.
Maybe on another flight we'll do that. Let's go and turn our wing lights on just for some extra visibility out there. Strobes on auto. Our beacon's already on. We'll go ahead and turn our position lights and logo light on to full bright. Position 2 there. Everything else up top is looking A-okay. All their outer are long. And the only thing that is of note are the generators are offline right now, which is perfectly fine. So as I said, we're just waiting for him to connect here. I did do one test run earlier before I updated, should be connecting, I think. Let's see if it's ready for us. This is my like better pushback is bugged a little bit. We'll just assume if he's not doing his normal call out, which is weird. But he is moving us slowly but surely. Alright, we'll go ahead and start our engine. So let's go down to the pedestal here. Ignition sector to crank and start. Then we'll go ahead and turn engine number 1. Bring up the engine page as well. Let's see what there. Alright, N1 rotation. Beginning of light off. Our HET is rising. Intake continues to rise. We're looking for a hot start. It's pretty cold outside anyway, so. Up. And it looks like we're going to top out 386 right there. So let's go ahead and make sure that generator's online and the engine bleed is good to go. Alright. Let's go ahead and turn number 2. Alright, well, better pushback didn't do its thing. I set the parking brake again because we started rolling forward there. I don't know what's going on with it. Waiting for clearance. Okay, so it's waiting for clearance from the, interesting.
And we're disconnecting the tow. Give me just a moment.
Well, that's a little interesting thing right there. I guess there has to be clearance from the actual air traffic control, and actually no, for better perspective, more interesting. I like it though. But our gate really didn't disconnect either, so I don't know. The ground handling window is weird in the explain for sure. But there we go. We have 2 good engine starts. Go ahead down to the all panel here. He's disconnected. We'll go ahead and take our flaps 1.
And we're disconnected. Signal and pin on the left. Take it easy and have a safe flight.
There we go. Flaps are out. Their indicator's out. We'll go ahead and turn off our EPU bleed. Both gens are on. We'll disconnect our generator. And we will turn the EPU off. There we go. Everything else is looking good on the overhead panel. Taxi plan, currently we are on. We're at 3, so we're going to take Foxtrot 3, the Foxtrot. As I was, Foxtrot 3 to Echo. And it was going to go Echo all the way down to 26 flat. Shouldn't need the whole runway, but that's just how we flew in Atlanta. Let's go ahead and put that back to normal. Light, we'll just turn down a little bit. Both. Come on. Move out of the way a little bit. Now we'll go ahead and weather and turbulence. Pulse width scan, we'll turn it to auto, turn it to system 1, everything else looks good from the weather radar. Okay. With that, go ahead and release our parking brake. Let's get rolling. Go ahead and turn on our taxi lane as well. It is rainy out here, which is interesting because the ADAS in the game is saying that's dry, but whatever. Alright, let's go ahead and get out. Onto Echo. Taxi out there. Let's go ahead and take care of some other stuff. To take off checklist right now. Auto brakes at max. Spoilers arm. There. We'll check the cabin really quick, just let them know. And normal take off. Normal. All good there. Our spoiler is disconnected. That's weird. There we go. directors are armed. I probably should have looked at our flight plan just to make sure it was fine, but we can do that right now actually. Oops, using the wrong rudder input. So let's go ahead and do that really quickly. Go ahead into land mode. Alright, step through. Jack to departure, range it out a bit. Everything's looking good. ESL, and then to IAD we go. And we'll figure out where to go from there, so. Alright, back to park. We'll go there, that. And we'll just turn to airport. As well. Perfect. And we'll ease into the breeze here. And my rudder pedals are absolutely sliding around on the floor right now. Love that. Alright, well let's come to us. Oh, we're slowing up now. Let's slow it down just a little bit more.
Yeah, we can fix that. Smooth forward, against the wall.
Doesn't help that I don't have parker anymore. Alright, they turn in. Good, clear for takeoff, so let's ding them one more time. Oh boy. It's definitely wet out there. Definitely wet. Alright. Landing lights are on, taxi light 2 on, and turn also on. Alright, let's go ahead and get ourselves lined up. We'll go ahead and arm the auto throttle. Like I said, our flight directors are already engaged. Alright. Let's go ahead and get the aircraft lined up here. A little better than what we have it. Alright. Come to a stop. And let's go ahead, bring your engines up. Climb. And let's release the brakes. Away we go. Auto throttle is armed. No. That's the middle marker, probably. Why do I have master arm? Oh, because it wants to fly mode. There we go. Alright, we'll go ahead and as we cross over here, already at 5,000 feet, we'll go ahead and bring our flaps in. And we'll go ahead and turn the autopilot on. Go ahead and turn them off. All of our landing lights and turn that back on because we don't really need it now. Our transponder, whoopsies. There we go. And we can disarm our well. Climbed up out of cloudy Atlanta on our way to Tolliss. We're through 10,000 feet. We are using auto ortho today. We're getting some satellite imagery there. Definitely worth the upgrade. It's a bit of a finicky process to install. And AL Pilot X's HD mesh v4. Unfortunately, there's still some conflicts down low if you're flying like a helicopter or something like that with the trees and the buildings, but from up here, beautiful. The weather's stock, I don't have anything else in there, so the only thing that you could do, that I might do, is find a better weather plugin so like all these clouds will get reflected on our weather radars. Looks like there's a little bit of rain out there. Let's keep populated on here finally. What drives this, the weather, is from the X-plane map. This stuff right here. So yeah, you'll see the shape start coming in as we fly out there. That. Here's some turbulence. Climb up here, we got some big turbulence coming up ahead. Just fly through these clouds here. just monitoring these thunder clouds out here. Got to see actual lightning strike happen. Never seen that in X-Men before. First for all of us. We should be turning through this cloud right here. Actually, that where it's now scanning, not red went away, so I'm not even really concerned about it anymore. Looks like this is moving our way anyway, so we'll turn and just briefly brush these clouds on our way out of here. And it looks like one says we keep climbing up here, because we're currently at 26,000. Going up to flight level 370. We'll be well above all this weather as we climb out of Atlanta on our way to Tolliss. Sit back, relax, grab a drink, grab some popcorn. And enjoy the flight. Catch y'all again at top of the set. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, we're coming up on our top of the sun pretty soon. I'm just going to reset the altitude to 10,000 feet. And it is asking for our destination data, so I'm going to go ahead and do that. So we're going to go to flight plan here, destination. We are going to be expecting one right. Shoot the ILS into that with our flight plan. Wants us to do the Cavalier 6 with the Perkin transition, I believe. So we'll go ahead and do the Cavalier 6. Hmm. The eating, is that one? No. Well, I'll pick something here. So we got two. Just looking at my flight plan, what they have me planned out to be. I don't really see anything. Killing, bike, eating, Louis, Jackson, which we don't have any of those. Dorn, Birkin, K-Hood, Bentley, Migo, Cavalier, and Uva. And I have none of those options. So I'm just gonna pick. Let's do this and insert it. There we go. I really don't have a transition here. Interesting. I'm gonna pull up the chart really quick on Sky. Let's see. I'll pull up the ILS for one right, and then we'll also pick up the departures, stars, so the Cavalier 6. Perkin, K-Hood, Horn. Interesting, there's really no transitions on the Cavalier 6 arrival. Interesting. Anyways, we gotta be at Dorn between 1,900, which is extremely low, and flight level 220 is our top. So Cavalier 6, Dorn, flight level 223. We should be starting our descent anytime now. So, oops, wrong one. Going through a lot of turbulence out here. Preemptively just put the runway turn-offs on. Our runway units are still on and never turn those off. LOL. And decel. Alright, so it's looking for our departure. So let's go ahead and put it into an open descent. That should bring our throttles idle. And there we go. Down we go. It's gonna stop at these predetermined. At least it should. It should. We just want the sun. We don't want to open the sun. Open sun. Basically, what it does is it just, let's say air traffic control says, okay, you're cleared down to something well beneath or well above a limit or a different altitude. Let's say when we cross Bentley, we got to be above 13,000, but let's say they want us to cross Bentley at 15,000. We would do an open descent down to 15,000, and we leave it in open descent. Down to there. So I just find it so interesting. The Cavalier 6. I guess I could do no via. Yeah, that's what I could do. We're gonna come in over Dorn. That's what I really should be doing here. So we can find Dorn. The Dorn transition. There we go. That's better. That's weird that there was a... Is Kellen an option? No, because Kellen was on the Jack 2 departure. I have no clue. Anyways. We are descending, if I look at the... We gotta be at Perkin above 220. So I'm gonna go ahead and, for whatever reason, say I'm gonna be at 206, which is not. Alright, so I'm just gonna go ahead and just turn that up to 220 and for Perkin. Go ahead and bring our range in there. We did start our descent just a little bit early, but that's a-okay. I feel like I'm losing my mind here, because I thought there was floodlight. That's armed again. I don't know why. I think my HOTAS is really going off the wayside here, guys. Probably some dust in the USB port or something like that. I could have sworn there was a switch for the floodlight, but I guess not. I must be losing my damn mind. It's not over there. Up there. Whatever. Alright, let's go ahead and quickly brief the approach here. First course is going to be 111, so let's go ahead and bring up this. Do ATC comms, no. That's it. Course is going to be 0, oh, I gotta click the button first, 0, 11. Be 110.1 for both. Oops. Return. Let's go ahead and put into both. I don't have a, well, this approach would going out to Remy. Ooh, a little bit of lag there, that's not good. One 7.9. There we go. Course for this one, perfect. All that is good. We'll go ahead and put 0011 back in there for now. Get rid of that. My HOTAS is just screwing things up. Oh, good lord. Yeah, there's definitely some dust in that USB port. Gotta figure that out. Anyways. Completely high apart here. Anyways, ATIS. It's gonna be 134.85. Let's go ahead. Get that tuned in. 134.85. Too far. Right there. think I'm hearing 2788 on the ATIS there, so. Alright. And tower's gonna be 120.1. Alright, through the first layer of clouds, which is always nice. And looking back at our first chart here, oops, we're probably good to send down to 14,000. So let's go ahead. Oops, too far. Gotta put that in. We got a crosshead between 220 and 14,000. And looking at our flight plan, Migo is 11,000. I'm just gonna go ahead and punch in 11,000 because it looks like we are on schedule all the way down. So. We will be doing probably a flaps 3. It's a current. There we go. Landing performance. 1.1 right. I could not hear a damn thing they were saying out there. In terms of what the weather is. But I'm just going to assume it's going to be wet. Anti-ice. I'm assuming it's going to be, the plane's going to have it on. I really don't have any control over that. Landing config will be 3. Reversibly on, brake mode. Let's see if we can get away with low. I think we can. So the one right at the end of the terminals is like over here. So we'll do that. The wind. I really couldn't hear the winds, to be honest with you. We'll go ahead and set up on low on the auto brake. Let's see if we can capture the wind again. Make sure I get that.
Washington Dulles International Information Oscar 2125 Zulu. Arriving runway 30, departing runway 30, wind 290 degrees 90 knots, visibility more than 10 miles, sky clear, temperature 23, dew point 9, altimeter 2986. Be advised, locusts observed nearby. Advise initial contact have information Oscar.
Yeah, that gives us a little bit better landing performance there. So we'll leave it as low. And all that is looking good. Alright, back to tower frequency as I'm playing that. Okay. 29er, hello. 86, correct? Yep. And we get that. And they're just like that. Alright, we'll continue our descent down because we're looking good for now. And I said that'll be flaps 3. For that configuration, absolutely flaps 3. Nice and long runways here at Tolliss. Uva. Cavalier gotta be above 10,000. And we're looking okay for that. We are at the higher speed, so I am going to go ahead and put out speed brakes. Let's go ahead and put flight control up there. You can see they are out at half detent. And we'll ding the flight attendants so they'll know that we are landing. We'll go ahead and put out our landing lights as well. Everything else is looking a-okay. Alright, last up. So when we cross Barron, we're going to be at 6,000. Going over to our chart. We got the ears, Ella, Fowler, Tria, Twu, Estin, Esco. Okay, those are all our transmissions there, of course. Anyways. We're gonna go miss, we'll climb up to 800 on runway heading. Once we're at 800 feet, we'll do a right turn up to 060, up to 3,000 on the 219 radial to Yamai, that VOR that we have in the second there. That's the missed first fix there. Our intercept point is going to be Waxen, which is going to be at 1,500 as it was. And our minimums for an ILS is going to be 512 feet. Which I know there's a way to put that in here. So let's go to Perf. Next phase, approach QNH is 2986. Temperature is 23. Wind is 290 at 9. And we'll be doing a config 3. So our approach speed is going to be 133 and landing speed of 128. Minimum decision height, sorry, it's going to be, or minimum decision altitude is going to be 5 just like that. And go around, we'll fly out at 142, everything else is looking okay. Okay, we are at 10,000 feet. Let's bring our flight time back up here. Oops. This is not good. Boys, I might have fucked up. Yeah, I know. God damn it. I want Edso next. EDSCO. Next point. Insert. What? What the hell is going on here? Cavalier 6. Eston. Let's go for Eston. We came from dorm. Insert. Okay, now I have all this crap in here. So no alternate flight plan. Flight plan discontinuity. It's alright. Direct Eston. Go. There we go. I think we got it now. Yup. Cool. Let's go ahead and descend down to our fixed altitude. So 2,000. I know, it probably wants me to bring that stuff in. That's a-okay though. We gotta be at 1,500. Oops. There we go. Okay. A little bit off track. That's okay. That's our own issues there. that's probably two right there. Yeah, I don't know what happened there. That's so strange. There used to be a way where you like click this and then insert it in a different spot, you know? But I don't know. Just make sure our approach is all good still. Big 3. Yep, alright, all that's still good. Cool. And the way it goes. We'll go ahead and turn on the landing systems here. And go ahead and change that to LS then. We'll continue on down to 600 on the autopilot. I anticipate the weather will clear up quite nicely here, but just in case, you never know. We don't want our ADFs on. Teehee. Now that I'm thinking about it. Okay, otherwise we are looking a-okay. We'll keep the speed brakes out until we re-intercept our descent path there. And we'll go ahead and bring those in. And we'll go ahead and arm the speed brakes. Auto brake is low. Visibility is looking actually pretty good. ATIS did say it was 10 nautical miles. It's absolutely fine. Anti-skid is on. Let's go ahead and bring up the wheel page here. All of our brake temperatures are looking good. Fuel on board is 6,500, so we got plenty for to go around and going up to Philadelphia as our alternate airport if we have to. But I have the runway in sight. We are slightly off to the right. That's due to my own fault, I should say. We'll go ahead and arm the approach. So we're going to intercept the localizer as that comes in now. And we'll go ahead and take flaps 1. Our speed brakes out. So we are high. Very high, actually. We're going to go ahead and let's see here. Yeah, we need to be way lower right now. So we're just going to go ahead and open descent down to 1500. We are way high. Way high. That's alright, it's recoverable. I'm taking control of the plane. Runway's in sight. It's fine. We'll go ahead, flaps 2. Not yet. Nope, I just want flaps
2,500.
Just want flaps 1. Go ahead, throw the gear out. Alright, here we go. Speed brakes are coming in. And they're armed. Cabin's checked. Flaps 2. That's fine. And flaps 3. Still high, that's A-okay. Got one red here. Just mess around with my views. I'll go ahead and take the wiper on slow. Continue. Still really fast here.
100 above.
Continue.
Too low, flaps.
I'm taking config 3, bud.
Minimum.
Continue.
Too low, flaps.
We're on speed.
Too low, flaps.
100.
Too low, flaps. Too low, flaps.
50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. Retard. 10. 5.
That is a very firm landing. We'll go ahead and fly the nose down. First is out, auto brakes are on. And I have not enough rudder in. Jesus. And manual braking. Good lord, was that a terrible landing on my behalf. The plane is definitely trying to weather vane pretty hard. We'll go ahead and take this high speed here. And we'll go ahead and bring the spoilers in and flaps in. 1.5 Gs, 72 feet above the threshold there. Goodness gracious. Was that terrible? 281 feet, 1.5 Gs. Not terrible, not great. I still have a lot of issues with the software in whatchamacallit, the Airbus here with, you know, the fly-by-wire stuff. But with that, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Washington Dulles International Airport. Go ahead and find ourselves a gate here. Hey y'all, post-edit KIA here. In my infinite wisdom of blabbering about how terrible my landing was, I forgot to check that the reverse thrust was in and that the spoilers actually came in, which you're probably yelling at me right now, as you can see on the lower information display there. The spoilers are still up and the reverse is still green. I've also identified after recording that the issue with my landings in the Airbus is I'm in Boeing mode when I disconnect the auto throttle. That's what you do in Boeings. In Airbuses, you leave the auto throttle on until the computer calls out retard, and then you disconnect the throttles. That is probably giving me my biggest issue with landing. With that said, let's head out and park this airplane. Go outside really quickly here. I totally forgot to bring reverse in. Oops. Keep it forward. And we'll stop right there. Parking brake set. Taxi light off. And let's go ahead. Oh, I forgot to turn on the APU, but it's alright. It's alright. Let's go ahead and bring up Tolliss here. ICS screen, external power, chocks, and the high pressure air will come on. And yeah, there we go. Go ahead and shut down engine 2 if I can. There we go. And we'll go ahead and take our external power on. Perfect. And our engines are going down. I don't know why it's showing, at least it was, showing the spoilers were still up. Weird. Anyways, engine and twos are both down, so let's go ahead and turn off our beacon light, strobe light, moon lights are off. Seatbelt sign can come off, and no smoking, because why not? Because that's totally a thing, you know? And APU bleed on, just as a supplement to the ground oxygen, or ground air. Let's go ahead and ground handling window, attach jetway, and they should. Yep, they've already done doing our cargo. Getting the bags undone. Just like that. Go ahead and request ground service. So. Alright. Well, ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me on this god-awful flight. Terrible landing that I've done. And I'm just realizing now that I've parked at probably the wrong spot, given that A320 is supposed to be way back there. But it is what it is. Anyways, ladies and gentlemen, I am call sign KIA, and y'all remember to fly safe.